What's going on, YouTube? It is currently 4:42 in the morning, and I'm about to give you a video on a day in the life of Captain's Career Course. One of the best things about finishing up a workout is having the ability to sit in the sauna. Here at Fort Gordon and some of the gyms, we have saunas, which is clutch. After a workout, I like to sit in here for about 10 to 15 minutes after a good workout session and just kind of gets everything out. All right, so PT is complete now. Did a nice little arm session this morning at the gym. It was good. A lot of people have been asking me what PT is like at Captain's Career Course. And for every class, it's completely different. So how we do it here at Fort Gordon could be completely different than how you might do Captain's Career Course at like Fort Benning or Fort Leonard Wood or Fort Jackson. But here with my class, what we do is we meet formally on Mondays and Fridays. We actually have a battalion formation. And then immediately following the formation, we typically do a run. So those are typically our run days. Sometimes Fridays, since we're done with our ACFT, we'll do like sports PT. So that's pretty cool, just to do something a little different with the class on Fridays during PT. But Tuesdays through Thursdays, typically what we do is you're able to PT wherever you want to PT at on post. There's several gyms on Fort Gordon that you can do PT at. Some people will go out and they'll run around like the track, or they'll do like one of the run routes on base. So what we'll do is like you just let your squad leader know what you're doing for PT. You knock it out and then you're good to go. Just finished up getting breakfast. Typically for breakfast, I'll hit up the DFAC here on Fort Gordon. It's just convenient for me. If I'm not eating, I'm at the DFAC, I'll get some oatmeal or something like that from home, something pretty quick. We get back from PT around like 7:15, 7:20 is usually when I walk in the house. So I really only have enough time to, take a shower and get ready for the day. I'll usually pack like a gym bag if I go to the gym right after work, and then I'll usually grab some breakfast. So that's typically how my mornings go. Right now, I'm actually headed to, we have like a kind of like a field trip this morning. We're going to this building where they specialize in the network platforms that we use in the Army. So we're going to go learn about it. Learn about, turn onto Kilbourne I don't know if you can hear my GPS or not going on right now. We're going to talk about, some of the capabilities that the company, offers the Army. So it's going to be really cool. It's really neat. Kind of, get out of the classroom for a little bit and get some hands-on experience, and we see exactly what the Army is being fielded. I'm sitting out here. I'm currently on break right now with class, and I want to talk to y'all about like what you actually do here at Captain's Career Course. So typically you have your career course structured kind of the same for all branches. You start out with like your Common Core portion. They are changing that with the Army, so they're going to have a distance learning Common Core period. I don't know what all it's going to include, but you have your Common Core. Here for Common Core, we started out with just basic like 350-1 training. Then you roll into like MDMP, which was extremely valuable for folks like myself who's not maneuver. I have an idea of like what the engineers do. However, like working with like the Cav Scouts and like infantry units, like I didn't have a lot of experience like that with my unit. So it forces you to be a little bit uncomfortable because there's a lot of things that you don't really know about MDMP and how all the MOSs and all the staff sections kind of work together to accomplish the mission. So that part of Common Core was kind of difficult for me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do too well on it, but it forced me to understand doctrine a little bit more, talk with those peers who are combat arms, who have that experience, and that was extremely helpful. After you get out of the Common Core portion, we started getting into branch specific. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it in all the other career courses as well. And that's when we started learning about like lower TI systems, upper TI systems, MCIS systems, things like that. You do have a good bit of exams that go over each section of branch specific things that you go over. The exams aren't too hard. They do give you a lot of tools and things like that that you can use in order to help you understand the equipment sets a little bit more. You also have a lot of papers in career course. I wasn't expecting the amount of papers that we do have, but the papers are typically designed to force you to think. They're not difficult. The instructors don't necessarily grade hard, but they do require you to think. They make you have to think about how you're structuring your arguments and things like that. And for someone who was a film major in college, I didn't write a lot of papers. So like really the last paper that I actually wrote was like freshman year in college. So that part was kind of a shock to me with having to write so many papers here, but I passed all the papers. I don't think we had too many people that failed papers in my class, maybe like 1 or 2, but for the most part, they are there to help you. So if you have any questions and things like that with the papers, make sure you get with your SGLs, and again, they're here to help you. Once you're done with branch specific, you're gonna have a capstone at the end of the year. So we do have a capstone coming up in the next few weeks, and that is going to be kind of like your culminating event. And we also are going to do a white paper, just like any other paper that you do, which is going to relate to the signal corps. And other than that, that's really how Captain's Career Course is structured. So I typically come in, I have PT, then you go to class. You have class until lunch. After lunch, you have your second portion of classes. You're typically out around like 3, sometimes 4. I think the latest that I left was like 4 o'clock. A little bit later during MD&P, obviously, because you have to like build a terrain model and all that stuff. But besides that, that's pretty much how it's structured. So you have plenty of time on the back end of work to catch up on like family. You have plenty of time to like do more PT if you want to like hit the gym and things like that, or just kind of like chill, take a break. I mean, that's pretty much how it's structured during the day. Just got back from lunch, and I kind of wanted to talk about one of the biggest takeaways that I have from CCC right now. So my class is about 50% branch transfers. So a lot of them came from combat arms and other branches, and they switched over to signal. And one of the biggest takeaways that I have from being here at the career course is being able to network and understanding connections, because there's going to be a lot of non-signal guys that don't know a lot about signal that you're gonna have to help out a lot, and there's gonna be times where you as a signal officer are gonna have to lean on those combat arms guys for experience and things like that when it comes to planning missions and things. So the network in general is extremely important, and these are people that you're gonna run into later on in your career. Whether you decide you want to stay signal or not, you're gonna continue to run into those people. So make sure that you work on networking and getting to know your peers, your classmates, things like that, because the signal world is very small. I just finished up afternoon workout. Right now it's 3:58 p.m. So I just finished up some sprints out here at Barton Field. For anyone that's in the signal corps, you know all about Barton Field. It's about, I think, 2.8 miles in like a loop. So it's pretty good for just being able to get some good sprint work in. It's not the best track to run like long miles on, but it is pretty decent for being able to do like light pulse sprints or intervals or whatever. So I like to use it for primarily intervals and things like that. But I kind of wanted to talk about like the afternoons in Captain's Career Course. And with Captain's Career Course, like, you're not responsible for like any soldiers or anything like that. So you have a lot of free time after class to pretty much handle whatever you want to handle. So for me, I like to come out here in the afternoons, usually get my cardio in. Sometimes I'll hit the gym again. Some people play like baseball, soccer, basketball, or whatever. But I'm typically out of class like no later than like 3 o'clock. And like today we had a test, so we got out a little bit earlier. As soon as the test was over, I was able to pop smoke. I hope the wind right now is not too distracting in the video, but I'll come out here, I'll get workout in, and then if I have like a project or a paper or something like that, I'll usually start working on that around like dinner time or whatever. But that's pretty much the afternoons in career course. Like, we're again out usually no later than 3, just depending on what kind of projects you're working on in class. But it's really helpful for folks that this wind is really starting to pick up. It's really helpful for like a lot of soldiers that have kids and families. They're able to like take their kids to practice and drop them off at school or pick them up from school. So Captain's Career Course is really good with kind of being able to take a knee from the Army, focus on yourself, focus on your family, and kind of just kick back for a little bit. All right, well, that pretty much wraps up a day in the life of Signal Captain's career course. I'm over here trying to edit this video right now. If you can't really see me that good, it's because I have the blinds right behind me. Terrible with lighting right now. But let me know in the comments what you think about this video. I tried to answer as many questions that I could about Captain's career course based off DMs and things like that. So if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to hit me up on Instagram at AlvinTheDirector. I try to answer everyone in my DMs. It might take me a couple days to respond, but I do try to get back with everyone. And again, if I did not answer anything specific, like, don't hesitate to reach out. You can leave it in the comments. You can leave it in my DMs. I will get to you and I'll try to answer your question. And let me know in the comments below as well, like, what videos you want to see next. I did a poll on Instagram, so make sure you check out my Instagram for like different polls that I do about video ideas. But let me know what videos you want to see in the near future. And with that being said, I'm Alvin the Director, and I'm out.